With reality TV, sites like Pinterest and mommy blogs out there, never before have we had such a glimpse into people's private lives. And it's been really entertaining on some level because we get to see beautiful cakes decorated with marzipan flowers and homeschooling moms doing projects with their children that just look incredible. Family nights that could compete with Amazing Race. And as much as it's entertaining, it can also feel a bit overwhelming if you're a mother like me, where you think, what am I actually doing with my family? And I think there's been a bit of a pendulum swing in that no longer are we seeing as many successes posted, but the trend is to see fails. So we see cake fails and icing fails with it falling off the cake. We read mommy blogs about, oh my word, we had screaming matches in the school run. Anyone else out there had the same thing? Or my children ate Rice Krispies for the 5th night in a row. Let's hope there's enough nutrients in that. You know, it's sort of entertaining to get a glimpse into the real world, all in the name of being genuine and authentic, and really ultimately to help us as mothers not to feel alone, that there isn't this standard of perfection that we need to meet, which is good on some level, but on another level, specifically in the area of nurturing, it can actually underestimate the impact that we have on our children and their development and the bond that we can have with them, which is so crucial for the rest of their lives. And so in this clip, I really would love to open up a little bit the beauty and the significance of our role as a mother in nurturing our children. I was talking to an adult woman the other day, and she was saying to me, she can clearly remember, even growing up into varsity days, how when life felt overwhelming, she could run into her mother's arms and feel like I'm leaving the chaos out there and everything is going to be okay. Like the circle of security she could run into. And that's ultimately what nurturing as a mother does. It creates a circle of security. And what we're doing is we're setting our children up for their lives like no extra maths, extra sports coaching, new technology and gadgets can do, like the nurturing love and bond with a mom. And so, you know, for us, a nurturing bond can be so precious to us, but when we realize how it shapes our child's worldview and it shapes how they're able to form relationships going forward, we actually recognize the impact of what we do and what we don't do has a profound effect. And in Isaiah 40 verse 11, it says that the Lord gently leads those that have young, which is a beautiful promise. But I think what we need to also ask ourselves is, who is leading me as a mother? You know, society, as I mentioned, it's telling us about fails and helping us feel not too bad about our bad days. But at the same time, it is also communicating a message of self-love and self-nurture and self-care, which ultimately is actually anti-gospel, because the gospel does not promote self-love, but actually sacrificial love and laying our lives down for one another. And you know, when we are soaked in that message, we actually can be robbed of seeing the significance of what we do on a day-to-day level with our children. And it could cause us to actually see countless babysitting opportunities, see technology and Xbox as a welcome relief to me, you know, and actually it's robbing us of what God has intended our function to be. And, you know, the scripture even talks about a mother being busy at home. I know what that's like. And the more we embrace that as actually God's ordered way, and that He has a capacity and enabling for us, the more we can find joy in that role. And, you know, there's a saying that says, the more you delight in your children, the more delightful they will become, which is a beautiful, beautiful truth. And the scripture talks about, in Proverbs it says, the man speaks and he says, I was cherished by my mother. And so in the second clip, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to do that, how to create that circle of security as a mother and nurturing. And but it starts with the belief that setting my child up for any achievements or any badges or any awards or any experiences is actually secondary to me setting my child up with a strong nurturing bond. You know, attachment theory actually teaches us that it does not cause an insecure child to have a secure attachment. It actually breeds a secure child who's able to go out into the world from a much more secure foundation and actually accomplish the purposes of God for their lives. And so in Philippians 2 verse 13, it says, God will work in us in order to accomplish the purposes that He has for us. If we sidestep the furnace of parenting, which wants to burn up the selfishness in our hearts, we actually sidestep the grace that God promises us in this season.